Less is more. Less is more because more they cannot do. You
they cannot do. Oh my lord, what a racket. Hey, welcome. Mwah. Windy days. Oh, now what I'm going to do tonight. As I said, my name is Facechook Live, and this is the program called All right then, let's get a wriggle on. So, what I'm going to do tonight is a little thing called embellishments. I don't know why I've still got the French flavour. We're still looking at we got the Paralympics now. I watched a bit of it last night. Jeez, poof, bang, douche, bang, all that stuff. What was it, the wheelchair rugby? Pooh. Tough boys. There you go. God bless them. There you go. Embellishments. Now, what I'm going to do, I have my trusty triggers, and I have the patches. This is strings tonight. Dramatic. Hui! But I'm going to take them out, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit now. Hey. Now, what I'm going to do, I mean, the opening was cacophony, as per usual. But what happens is when we're playing a beat, and I'm going to go back to basics. I'm going to go down to the most basic of rock beats. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Beautiful. And without any disparagement, it's a little bit like plain bread. Okay, so it's not like, it's great. If I can get my students playing nice and even, if we're looking at volume, and we're looking at 1 to 10. If you've got a nice even 5 on everything, you don't want. Then again, you don't want like that either. Ooh. And so what happens is you want nice and even. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You might even start off with just 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put in a double. Mix it up and do all your different things. That's fantastic. Go through all your basic rock beats. If I've got a student going through my drum set manual grade 1, preliminary grade 1, that's what you're doing. Beautiful. You get all your beats, your twists, your soul beats, your half time, your cut time, everything. Get it all nice and even. Beautiful. But then what you want to start to do, as well as getting it even, you start to want to be able to start to create dynamics with everything that you're doing, you see. So what happens is sometimes what starts to happen is you want to get a little bit of an accent on the snare. If I start doing the twist, Sakata. Sakata. Who remembers those little Casio, little tiny one? I got one in the other room. And it goes boop, boop, beep, beep, boop, boop, beep, boop, boop, beep, beep. Every time that Sakata cracker ad comes on, I think of those. So there you go. But one of the little things about a twist beat from the 50s and all that stuff is a little pop on the second tap. You see, 1, 2, 3. So you go, little push comes from the lips together. Lips, rumba. That bit. catch up. But that's not what I'm on about. I'm on about starting to give things a little bit of a pop. So you might have... And you don't need to come down Rob Hurst style a la Midnight Oil to do a cracking rim shot. By the way, he's one of my favourite Australian drummers of all time, so I'm not dissing him. But what goes on is when you're coming up and you're coming down, you don't need to do that. It's like a little, some boxers call it a 6-inch punch. Doesn't have to be that loud, but it is a rim shot. Embellish. Then what happens is that as you build yourself up, you can start to put in different things. Like if you've got just the double there, why not double the double? Do you see? Those little extras, the little slippy slidey things you see. So you start to get, call that a ostinato. My name is Ostinato. My middle name is Rimshot. Oh boy. That wasn't scripted. So I've got that. Ostinato. Let's get a bit of metronome into it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
All right, Mum, just 5 more minutes. What? All right, Mum, I'll be there. I just want to drum for 5 minutes. Bloody put him away. I've had enough of it. Bloody today, been on it all afternoon. God help me. Well, you're paying for the lessons, but yeah, I suppose you're practicing. That's okay then. You can have another 5 minutes. Dinner will be on the table then. Get out of here. Memories. So that's what you've got. I'm embellishing, but I'm keeping it to a straight line. Now, I've been keeping my continuity, even with my French accent. Sacre bleu. Anyway, but what happens is that I'm keeping that off the one, like I've been doing a little bit. That kind of thing. Now, can you tell that I started with this? Beautiful, nothing wrong with it. In the right place. Ostinato, but now I'm going to start putting some of these 16th notes on the snare drum. Now what starts to happen there is that now that you've got essentially 2 kinds of snare drum notes. You have the rim shot on the backbeat, 2 and 4. And then what happens is those little peppery ones are called ghost notes, you see. Now, the term ghost notes I sometimes have a bit of, not a problem with, but using the term in the right place. Because if you're playing, say, classical snare drum, you can't call them ghost notes because there's nothing to compare them to. They're just pianissimo, especially if you're doing the bolero. And you're gradually building up to Schwarzendo, 10, very loud. So what happens is that ghost notes, the term is privy to your funky style of things. And there I am quoting Billy Cobham, a funky thide of sings. So that it's all starting to happen, you see. Now, when you're starting to do that, we're embellishing up. We're now into 16th notes. If I'm going to talk about any kind of grading style of thing, I'm starting to talk grade 3, because they're in my grade 3 drum set manual. Shameless plugging, Chris. Sacre bleu. And now all of a sudden you've got a lot of things happening. I'm also doing shading a little bit with the hi-hat. There's all that. Now when you're going with this kind of business, then you can build it up into a paradiddle kind of mixed sticking, quasi-linear style playing. So all of a sudden this can become... So if you're playing a paradiddle, the paradiddle, I love you so. You have right, left, right, left, left, right, left, right, left, left. Oh my Lord. But then you put an accent on each side. Black Sabbath, Super North, I just happened to play the tempo and all of a sudden there's Supernaut by Black Sabbath, Volume 4. There you go. There it is. But anyway, you get that on a practice pad. I'm using the hi-hat like a de facto practice pad. Do it here and do the same thing. Don't get put off by the different sound. You see, I could put it over on Tom. I'll do it here. Da 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 da. Now, of course, it's the theme that gets smart. Da 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 da. Immigrant song, that's isn't it? It fits perfectly over the theme that gets smart. I love it. There you go. I'll put that up there later on as well. There you go. But when you're doing that, and you go back to the hi-hat, you've got. Get it? Got it? Good. Hey! Put the bass drum in. There you go. Then you build it up and get it a bit on the quicker side. Then you mix it up. Now we're getting, we're starting to get, you know, from here, nice and even, beautiful. You can use that on so many hundreds of songs. But now we're going a bit stupid. And then what goes on with this? I can start to talk about some wonderful people who get into this kind of business. And because it still has the French flavour, I've got two French drummers that I'd like to talk about. The first one is Zack Alford, hence me wearing my Bowie Earthling album t-shirt, because Zack Alford was a sensation on this album, doing all this... Little wonder, yo. All this business. And I'm going to put the triggers back in because I did have something ready to... There you go. Now, here's your rock beat. Now, I'll tell you something about the triggers. When I just play a normal note, that is the note E by the string, but when I do a rim shot, I get the octave little crack. Bow. So what I can do then is nuance the kind of beat that I've got, because I could play normally. Here it comes. See, I tail it off there, you see. So now I've got shading happening. I've got about 3 different kinds of levels on the snare drum now, simply because I'm using triggers on this particular thing. And Zack Alford is a French drummer, session drummer. He's done many different things. And the other one is Manu, Kaché, who is a wonderful drummer. He is best known for playing with people like Sting and Peter Gabriel, this business. So I see them as a little bit of a clutch, because they're both French and they're fantastic. And then when I start to talk about Manu Kaché, he shared drumming duties when he was playing with Sting with Vinnie Colauita back in the 90s, when Vinnie Colauita, after Vinnie Colauita left Zappa, he got into session work, and he was the king of sessions in the early 80s and all that. He was one of the guys that really was talking about the advent of the drum machine in the session scene. So it got to the point where you had your drum machines playing everywhere, and he was quite acid in one of the Modern Drummer magazines in saying that I'm just getting booked for fill-ins, to give it the human element. So it'll be that's what he's getting booked for. Yeah, $500. Thanks, mate. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Vinnie. There you go. So what goes on is that he started getting that, and then it got to a point where, he went out on the road with Sting, and there was that. Manu Kaché by that stage was playing with Peter Gabriel, and then they were sort of Vinnie Colauita and Manu Kaché were sharing duties. I filmed Manu Kaché when he came out to Australia in the 1990s, and he was a gent. I was going around, it was the Ultimate Drummers Day, and what happened was I always get permission. I always have to get permission to put whatever I filmed on. And he was out the back having a smoke. Hello, yes, I saw your camera up the back. Ha ha ha. Yes, you can use it all, even the mistakes. I'm like that. Well, thanks. Thank you very much. Mr. Manu, he was a terrific guy. He was just funny. Like, he just came out, he was just grooving away, and, that sort of is. And, yes, you can even put on the mistakes. Like that. Geez, I've gone all Maurice Chevalier tonight. Here we go. Hey! But what it is the paradiddles and everything, and when you're starting to do it, you notice that when I've set my chipmunk metronome to 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2,
5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six. Ah! Ooh. Now, how's that now compared to... Beautiful. Don't get me wrong. Every now and again, what I do is I just come out here and I've got an ancient iPod over there. Who remembers them? Right over there. And I just press play. And I just play along with whatever, whatever comes up. It'll go from the 50s to the 70s, 60s, 90s, whatever it is. And I love it. I just go out and just play along. and sometimes barely do a fill-in. I just keep the beat, and that's all. I could, if I had to just go for a song I really like. No worries in the world. There you go. It's beautiful. There you are. Now, what happens is that in wrapping up the show, I'm talking about a few people here, as well as what I've called embellishments, the most basic to starting to, how do you dance to that, son? Hey, you know. Why don't you play a song we can dance to, son? Hey, Dad, why don't you dance something I could play to? So, I'll love and leave you. I'm keeping it short because I want to keep everything on for beloved Channel 31. I've been going down memory lane a fair bit lately because we've got our 30th anniversary coming up. So I've had to blow the dust off tapes that I haven't seen in close to 30 years. Oh boy, I was a younger man, wasn't I? Oh shit. Anyway, so what it is I'm doing all that, and the drum tips from then, drum tips now, filming so many beautiful different people, turned into a drum show. The ratings doubled, I don't know why. And there you go, and now here we are in 2024. Boom! Anyway, there it is. So what I've got here tonight is you've got your basic rock through to busy paradiddly business. I first heard that with your funky stuff coming up in the late 60s, and then one Billy Cobham was a sensation. Steve Gadd was another sensation, and then you had the Colauitas of the world with Zappa, all your business with Frank Zappa, all this sort of stuff. And then dynamics and balance is what I talked about. Then I started to bring in the drummers who actually use this business, with people like David Bowie and Peter Gabriel and Sting, and even down with Stewart, Copeland and the Police, you know, seeing I talked about Sting, threads. And then what you have is Zack, Alford, Manu, Kaché, Vinnie, Colauita. I just mentioned Stewart, Copeland. And I see them like a clutch, mainly because Zack, Alford and Manu, Kaché are French. And then they share they did share the drum seat for Sting. And then Sting comes from the Police, so therefore you talk about Stewart Copeland, his hi-hat work, and Peter Gabriel got him in for Red Rain. Continuity, I tells you.